Hello, my country people. Accuses France for all man. How are you guys doing? I hope everyone is fine. So, my people, French forces finally left Mali. They pulled out of Mali. The French forces have been in Mali for over 10 years fighting the jihadis. And the Malian government told them to pull out because the local Malians blame them for some of the fightings that have been happening in Mali. France has been in Africa for many years now. They have a lot of behind the door deals with their former colonies. When these French speaking countries or former French colonies gained independence, France did not just get up and leave. France stayed there and make sure they signed certain deals with France to ensure that France will always be involved in the country's political and economic. But recently many countries in Africa have been waking up and they have decided to take their own future into their hands. And so they are asking France to leave. Before I give you my own opinion about the French forces pulling out of Mali, please watch this video.
Just one day after the French forces withdrew from Mali, the country's foreign minister wrote a letter to the United Nations Security Council calling for an emergency meeting to discuss what it's calling French acts of aggression. It's accused France of violating Malian airspace, conducting military operations without coordinating with the Malian armed forces, and supplying terrorist groups with intelligence and weapons. Sam Bradpeace in Dakar has more.
These allegations against France are obviously extremely grave. In a letter addressed to the United Nations Security Council, the Malian Foreign Ministry accused France of multiple violations of international law. One claim in particular, though, that France was supplying weapons and intelligence to terrorist groups operating in Mali seems particularly doubtful, especially when you consider that France has been fighting against those very same groups since 2013. It's worth putting this letter in the context of the situation on the ground in Mali at the moment. The Malian armed forces have been on the receiving end of some pretty heavy defeats and some pretty heavy losses at the hands of jihadist groups operating in Mali. Some analysts think that the Malian government is blaming France as a scapegoat, as a way to distract from its own failings within the realm of security, a move straight out of the populist playbook.
Okay, my brothers and sisters, you guys have seen the video. French forces have pulled out of Mali. It has been a very complicated 2 years between France and Mali. And finally, the French forces pulled out. I do think it's a good thing. I believe it's a very good thing. I believe that we Africans should be able to take care of ourselves. Now, we can ask the Western world, maybe Europe or America, for training. They can come in to teach us how to best fight jihadis in Africa. But the fightings should be done by us because it is our fight, not theirs. The truth is, no one is ever going to take care of your home and your children more than you. That is the truth. The only one who is going to value your property that much is going to be you, not outsiders. So this move by Mali to kick out the French forces is a great thing. And I hope that many other African countries will learn from this example from Mali. They will also ask the foreign forces to leave because they are not doing anything to bring back peace. If you ask yourself this question, the French forces have been in Mali for over 10 years now. What have they achieved so far? Have they brought back peace? Is Mali in peace? Or has the jihadist movement increased? These are the questions you should be asking yourself. For example, if I am an employer and I hire you as an employee to do a job or to carry out a service, and I realize that you being there is not getting the job done, what am I going to do? I will fire you. It's very normal. Any business person knows about this. Any employer knows about this. You do not maintain an unproductive employee. That goes to the French forces in Africa. They have been very, very unsuccessful. Now, do not get me wrong. They have managed to quell down some few fightings in the country. But generally, they haven't brought back any peace. Instead, things have gotten worse. Mali is a practical example for all of us to see. If Mali has realized that the French forces are not being productive, it is in Mali's best interest to fire the French forces. Like in any breakup or divorce, the partner who feels unfairly treated will always try to get back at the other partner. You saw from the video how the Malian authorities are complaining about the French stealing some very, very classified information from them. So we don't know how truthful, but I would think that the Malian authorities have a reason or have their proof for stating that. So we all have to wait and see how this whole saga between Mali and France unfold. And to you guys out there, what do you think about France's involvement in Mali? Since French forces came to Mali, what have they done so far in terms of fighting the jihadists? Did they manage to bring in any meaningful peace? And now, with the French forces out, what next for Mali? Please share your thoughts and opinions with us in the comment section. Because like always, we love hearing your thoughts and opinions on the topics that we cover on this show. So thank you very much and see you in the next one. Goodbye.